in the ACC, averaging a double-double here early in the season. And we're ready for tip-off here at the Yum Center in Louisville with the first possession of the game. Louisville with the same starting lineup tonight as they had in their win over Colorado a couple of games ago, with Reyna Scott, the transfer from Oklahoma. And there's a good shot from Istanbulluoglu from the corner. As we take a look at the Morehead State starters, the Eagles are led by Marie Sepp with 15 points a game, and Laura Tofali, who both played for Coach Feldhaus last year at Missouri Western and transferred over. This team has all new players except one, and 10 of their 12 are international players. The kick out, too strong from Tofali, and a turnover for the Cardinals.
Morehead State comes in today, obviously undersized, undermanned. A lot of new pieces for Coach Feldhaus, who also is in her first season. She's looking for a lot of energy from her team and to compete on the floor. As
you look at the Louisville starters, Ziegler and Tajianna Roberts both averaging 14 points per game after 4 games to start the season for the Cardinals. Nice step-through move from Marie Sepp, the senior from Estonia.
Those things will be open. Drives to the basket when you're a three-point shooting team.
Roberts uses the screen, too strong off the backboard, and Ziegler not able to corral it. Morehead State coach in her first season as a Division I coach, Ashton Feldhaus. She was the head coach at Missouri Western in Division II last year. That was her first head coaching job. And then she came home where there's so much ties in her family to the state of Kentucky. She grew up here, and we'll tell you throughout the game how many relatives she has that have been involved with basketball in the state of Kentucky.
It's so interesting, the fact that she comes from Kentucky and has those deep roots, and yet she has so many international players on her team. And we'll talk about that as well as the game goes on.
Kick out to Violet McNeese, getting her first start of her career. The transfer from Navy knocks down a three-pointer.
Yeah, just a confident shot. And again, with a 5-out offense, you have to play with confidence when you're open and take those shots.
Louisville has this game tonight against Morehead State. Then they'll play Kentucky this Saturday as Istanbulluoglu is fouled on her way to the basket.
Well, one of the things that Louisville needs to do is defend the three, and they wanted to look at how Ziegler and Istanbulluoglu were going to defend on the perimeter. They want McNeese to take looks at the basket. She had a great one and knocked that down.
Foul was called on Dikye.
What a great opportunity for McNeese today. Getting the start, competitive kid coming out of Navy. Didn't get a lot of PT at Navy, but a couple of good plays here early on.
Elif Istanbulluoglu out of Turkey, the junior, shooting 78% from the free throw line this year, 1 of 2 on this trip.
She has really improved her game. Istanbulluoglu getting a lot more playing time this year.
Marie Sepp is the leading scorer for this team. She's got the ball in her hands, and she throws that one away. Randolph drives it to the rim.
Good job by Randolph of anticipating. One of the things we talked about is Morehead State. They like to reverse sides with long passes. They have got to make their passes shorter today.
That's what you were talking about, that in shoot around today. That's going to be very difficult against this Cardinals team, as Marie Sepp only 5'5", still determined and able to get the shot up.
Well, here comes Louisville. They want to push pace. We talked to Jeff Walz this morning or this afternoon about wanting to see them run in transition a little bit more, get up and down the floor.
And Ziegler has a size mismatch, but she steps away. Beautiful baseline jumper.
Oh, what a great start by the post players for Louisville right now with Ziegler, Istanbulluoglu. Both of them have done a nice job of just taking what the defense is giving them.
That's the first basket of the game for Ziegler, the transfer from St. Joseph's after being a 3-year starter there and an A10 first-team all-conference selection her sophomore and junior year. And Istanbulluoglu is heating up from the perimeter.
Yeah, McNeese just getting caught way too low on that transition, and what a good job of trailing the play by Istanbulluoglu. You see her range, again, at 6'3", limited minutes last year. Really transformed her game coming into this season.
Sepp being denied inside. Imari Berry, number 2 for Louisville, into the game. Roberts turns the corner. Why not? This time too strong. And an offensive rebound doesn't go back in, and swarmed is Ziegler. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Randolph. A lot of chaos there, but good defense by the undersized Eagle squad.
Morehead State this week had a tough week of practices, Feldhaus said, and she talked about how they had worked on defense and mostly boxing out. They didn't finish the box out on this last play, but were able to make a play taking that charge. She's most concerned about how much her players will compete in this game today. She's like, I'm trying to figure out if they're going to compete like they did against Kentucky, or if we're going to see the team that we saw in 3 quarters at Ohio in that loss.
Yeah, this Morehead State team, their last game was a loss to Ohio. They were down big at the half and brought it to within 1 in the second half, but then lost 76-60. Nice drive by Berry.
And a made basket allows Louisville to set up this full court pressure that they like to do. And I think really Jeff Walz doing it early because he can against this team, but also to get his team going. He struggled with them in first quarters. They've started slow.
Josephine Inander, number 2, into the game. Misses that one. Can be tough to get up shots in the paint against the Cardinals. Nice pass to set up McKinley Randolph.
Yeah, 2 times down the court. Really, Louisville's taken advantage of a fast break situation, able to score a little more easily.
Marie Sepp looks over at Ashton Feldhaus to get the call. Dikier with the ball out top. Really the only size for this Morehead State squad.
And look how high the offense is being run for Morehead State.
And Sepp is fouled on her way to the basket. She'll be at the free throw line when we come back.
Yeah, good job by Louisville here. We expected them to come out defensively, and it seems like every year he seems to have a different type of team. This year he lost 4 starters from last season. He had 8 freshmen last year, 1 redshirt freshman. 7 of those returned and are now sophomores. You add the couple of seniors that are on the team, they're both transfers. So a lot of teaching going on right now for Jeff Walz again this season.
And an offensive foul called on Tofali after the 2 missed free throws from leading scorer Marie Sepp as we came out of the timeout. We're here in Louisville, Kentucky. The Cardinals with a 15-7 lead as we approach the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Imari Berry has that one slip out of her hands, recovers.
And see what Louisville does with a broken play.
Clears out the right side for Roberts, who banks it in.
Well, okay, you can always go to that. Taj Roberts, such a terrific job she does shooting the basketball, but also off the dribble. The only starter coming back from last season. She was a freshman last year as a starter.
This is Taj Roberts' first basket of the game.
Yeah, and Roberts just, she can be a dynamite scorer. She can get hot, do a lot from the perimeter, but just watch this footwork as she's able to penetrate inside, split the defense, and find a way to score in the paint.
We've had 4 early lead changes, but since then, Louisville on an 11-0 run. What's changed since the early going?
Well, I think defensively, Louisville is able to execute things. If you have Istanbulluoglu really making shots from the 3, she's knocked down 2 already in this game. Let's see how Morehead State adjusts. They switch everything on the perimeter, see if they can take care of the ball a little bit better.
Sepp rises up, no, and a good rebound by Tofali. Sepp again, no.
Yeah, both good shots for Morehead State. If we didn't mention it before, they like to shoot the three.
Barry just inside the three-point line to extend that run to a 13-0 run for the Cardinals.
Well, here comes Morehead State back at you, and that's what they can do with their post players or with their guards on the perimeter. All of them are encouraged to shoot the three. Talk to Coach Feldhaus. They shoot for 33 threes per game.
That's a pretty big number.
Some teams don't shoot that in like 5 games.
Diekje hit the three-pointer on the other end, and then Ziegler coming back for the Cardinals.
So composed out there. That's the thing that Ziegler brings, is that maturity.
And we knew in this game that Morehead State would try to spread the court against the Cardinals. Diekje, as you see, number 20, goes to the block there. Really their only size, but she hit that last three-pointer. Tough shot inside. She's swarmed by Cardinals. They go inside to Ziegler. And she's fouled.
If you just watch Ziegler, only her on the floor, it's so interesting, and she does a terrific job of running the floor. She's always communicating with her teammates, always has energy. She has a motor that never stops.
The foul was called on Marie Sepp. That's her first. And the Cardinals will inbound it with 21 on the shot clock. Watch for a possible pass over the top. We saw some of this in shoot-around.
You're giving away secrets.
It's possible. It didn't happen. Oh, here we go. A little lob. Sets up Hardy into the game. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, Hardy left-handed, so that's a nice side to catch the ball on. But at 6'3", she looks like she's 6'4" or 5 out there. Long arms, really talented young player.
She had her career high against this Morehead State team last year.
Nice cut.
And a miss by Landon Forbes, the junior who transferred from Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. Reyna Scott. That's her first basket of the game. 6 different players have now scored for the Cardinals. Backdoor cut, swatted away and stolen by Reyna Scott. Pushing on the break. And a foul will be called on Millie Pearson into the game for Morehead State.
There's Reyna Scott. We saw her for the last few years at Oklahoma in that high-paced, fast-paced offense that they run with Jenny Baranchek, and transferred here to Louisville. Different style of offense, a lot more things to learn in Jeff Walz's system, intricacies of playing the point guard here, and she has adjusted extremely well.
Yeah, at Oklahoma last year, she started on January 26th and then started the rest of the season, helped Oklahoma to a Sweet 16. As a pause in action here. The play is under review, and our officiating crew, Safe Echo, Alexis Perez, and Aljanice G. Carr are our officials today. I happen to know Aljanice's grandmother is watching, so I hope I got her name pronounced correctly. And you are proud, you should be.
Yeah, this official review is based on a potential upgrade of the foul here, so I think they're looking to see if it's an excessive foul. Good chance for us to talk about how we talk about fouls this year in women's basketball. Last season, upgradable fouls were either intentional or disqualifying. This year, it's either a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2.
Same foul, same obligations to meet those levels, but just really bringing the naming convention kind of the same as the men's game, flagrant 1 and flagrant 2.
And I would say, was this a necessary foul? Was the way the foul happened necessary? In other words, there was a two hands on the back of the player and pushed her across the lane. So
I mean, and she looked like she extended her arms and shoved her a little bit as she was crossing through the court as the officials come together to talk about it. And take a look again.
And just watch the hands on the back right there. Is that Jones that was fouled? And just, you know, again, it's more of a thing of, is it dangerous? Is it excessive?
The officials are telling the players to go back to their respective huddles because they're still talking about.
Well, and you know, we've been in enough meetings to know that the officials are instructed to get the plays right. You know, you want to do it expeditiously, but get it right.
We have a flagrant 1 foul on blue 1. Louisville will shoot 2.
So they have determined to upgrade the common foul to a flagrant 1, meaning it was excessive or unnecessary. That's the guideline that they measure those fouls by. And so you saw the two-handed shove in the back by Pearson. So it's been upgraded to a flagrant 1. So that means that Louisville can send anyone to the free throw line for the 2 free throws, and then they will get possession after these attempts.
This is another advantage of bringing Ziegler into this program. What a terrific free throw shooter she is. And, you know, if you, it's always important to have people that can shoot free throws that play on the inside, I believe, because you're going to get fouled and go to the line.
She's shooting 94% coming into the game, 15 of 16 on the season. And she made both of her attempts there at the free throw line. She's on the Wooden Award preseason watch list as Reyna Scott hits the jumper.
Just nice confidence and nice execution by Louisville. I think consistency and execution is certainly something that Jeff Walz is looking for today in the quarter court.
Shot clock is off as we wind down to the end of the first quarter. And is that going to be a turnover, or was that touched by the Cardinals? It was touched by the Cardinals, so 14.8 seconds remaining for Morehead State. Reyna Scott all over Sepp not to allow her to get the basketball. McNeese to the corner, three-pointer strong, and Louisville has time. Skylar Jones pushing to Scott, and is not able to bank it in.
And as a senior, she's going to grow tremendously this year, but showing poise here early on.
Morehead State started well. They were 3 of their first 4 from three-point range. Since then, 1 of 10, now 1 of 11. And we mentioned this is a team that likes to shoot the 3. They average 9.3 three-pointers made per game in their first 3 games of the year. They attempt 33 per game, and they are on track for that number right now. I'm gonna, I believe, check on the clock situation here.
Yeah, I think they reset the shot clock after and the ball didn't touch anything, so it should not have been set back to 20.
Aljanice G. Carr, our official there that's checking out what's happening, gives a thumbs up. We're ready to go. Inbounds quickly up for McNeese.
Look at Sepp in there competing for rebounds.
Yeah, just 5'5", the leader. Nice pass inside. Istanbulluoglu with another basket.
You know, Morehead State has to do a better job of helping with the bigs on the interior when they catch.
In under, number 2 with the basketball. And she is fouled by Anaya Hardy. Morehead State just doesn't have the size that the Cardinals do, and Sepp gets tied up in the trap, and the jet ball possession arrow goes in favor of Louisville.
Yeah, Sepp with a definite size disadvantage there on that trap, but she needs to keep her dribble alive, and her teammates need to be available to catch maybe a bounce pass in between the two defenders. They can't hide in a moment like that.
Hardy screens, rolls to the basket, and just too strong off the backboard.
Yeah, that's a really lovely play. I think that ball in the middle of the floor, screen on the ball and lob, just didn't finish it.
Sepp almost throws it away. Good recovery by Pavesio. Sepp short on that attempt. Numbers for the Cardinals, 4 on 3. Roberts kicks out, extra pass, good recovery by Morehead State, and they avoided having the Cardinals take advantage of the numbers that time.
I think Morehead State can pick up with anybody. They can switch 1 through 5, so it allows them to match up easier in transition.
McNeese directing traffic, the transfer from Navy.
Wow, quick hands.
And Louisville comes up with a steal.
Yeah, McNeese trying to attack the post players for Louisville and just can't get by the quick hands of Jones.
Hardy was a little bit under the backboard when she caught that, wasn't able to score, and a blocking foul will be called on Irene Fernandez Pavesio.
Again, really good defense, I think, by the Eagles on that play. I think Pavesio just turned sideways instead of taking the charge straight on, and that's why she was called for the foul instead of the charge.
So Pavesio will go to the bench after committing the foul. Dikier back into the game.
I wonder what language she's speaking. You did see what
she
was
is from Spain.
Saw her coach speaking to her player. Again, 10 foreign players on this team, so 10 international players.
Well, next Wednesday's women's basketball comes your way next Monday night, as the nation's leading scorer Hannah Hidalgo and number 24 Notre Dame play host to Central Michigan. Game time is 9 Eastern here on the ACC network and also on the all-new ESPN app. Sepp with another look at a 3. Still can't get it to go down.
A great rotation defensively right there by Louisville. And Sepp had a look at it. Just couldn't knock it down, as you said.
They go inside. Look at the springs from Hardy. We saw her, you saw her in warm-up. She was up around the rim, hanging on the rim, and she can get up.
Well, Jeff Walz teaches his players to throw the ball high for Hardy, who can go up and get it. Nobody else in the gym could probably, with a uniform on, could maybe go get that ball. She's certainly got the length and the athletic ability. Still young, just a sophomore.
McNeese from 3.
Look at her.
And the rebound right at the rim for Anaya Hardy.
Nice.
Roberts in through traffic, and she is fouled. Well, here's some footage you caught during the pregame.
Well, we were out here and watching shoot around, and then check this out. Let's get up there practicing her dunk and her alley-oops. Anaya Hardy, 6'3", listed at 6'3", but she plays a lot bigger than that when she's on the move.
Sophomore out of Detroit, Michigan. First team All-State in Michigan from Renaissance High School. Roberts at the line, made her first free throw. All freshman ACC team last year, and made the All-ACC second team overall as well. And Hardy will check out as Imari Berry checks into the game.
Louisville going with a smaller lineup right now. Istanbulluoglu playing the 5, but with 4 guards out there. Having Randolph, number 4 in white out there, allows her to play the 4 position and act as the other post player almost in the offense.
Morehead State has been held to just 21% shooting overall, but there's a three-pointer. McNeese hits her second three-pointer of the game.
I really like the confidence this young lady has come out and played with today. McNeese, again, you mentioned she was at Navy for a couple of years.
And an illegal screen called on McKinley Randolph. That's her second. Yeah, you think about what Violet McNeese means to this Morehead State squad. I think she got her first start today. She never started for Navy in her 2 years there. And number 33 for Morehead State has a couple of three-pointers here for the Eagles. Nice up and under move. Dike just not able to finish.
And here comes Louisville again. We talked about pace in the open, and Jeff Walz wanting to see that, just not able to finish the play.
Sepp off the backboard too hard. And Sepp, who averages over 15 points a game for Morehead State, just with 4 here in the early going, and held to just 2 of 9 from the field. They don't expect that to stop her. We talked to Coach Ashton Feldhaus before the game, and she said she is tough on and off the court, very dynamic, and very much a tough and gritty leader.
Well, there is no doubt about who's the leader on that team, and it is Sepp. And she is loud. She is a great, terrific point guard.
And a beautiful pass to Dike. That didn't count, going up under the basket and through it, but she was fouled.
And again, Morehead State continues to try to attack the 4 and the 5 players for Louisville. And this is just the middle of the floor, have the 4 and 5 players playing with each other. In this case, McNeese and Dike passing to each other and just made something good happen.
Dike at the line.
Not a lot of Ukrainian players playing in the United States. She is one of them.
Yeah, she played for the U20 and U18 Ukrainian national teams.
Really good post up by Istanbulluoglu. If I'm a post, give me the ball. Just let me touch it. I'll make the pass out in the right read.
She's going to set the screen right now for Skylar Jones.
Yeah, hands.
A foul called on Louisville, and we've got immediate timeout here at the 4:34 mark. Louisville still shooting 50 team right now as she is competing for the Ukrainian national team to qualify for the European national or for the European championships. So she is not with the team for the second game in a row. And a nice defensive play by Barry. And into the game for Louisville is Reagan Bender, seeing her first time, the redshirt freshman out of right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville had that win over Clemson, which was unusual to have an ACC game already in November. It was originally scheduled for December 28th, but the two coaches got together and decided to move it to November so that they wouldn't have to come back on Christmas Day over break, and it just gives the Cardinals a little more time over Christmas break. As Jeff Walz kind of joked after the game, we're 1-0, we're number 1 in the ACC right now. We could just call it right now, right?
Earliest conference game ever, it felt like to me. It was amazing to see a conference game that early in the season, especially with this team for Jeff Walz, playing Clemson, who's a solid team in the ACC, and these teams still growing and learning at this time of the season. Look at the confidence of Istanbulluoglu.
And there she is now in double figures. Louisville has a stretch here where 6 of their last 7 games are right here. 6 of their next 7, I should say, are here in the KFC Young Center. The other one is in Louisville. So they've got a stretch where they're not going to have to get in an airplane or a bus or anything for a while.
This trap defense on the ball screens is really giving Morehead State a difficult time as we see the 6 of 7 games at home coming up. That's a luxury. You can get your routine. You're dealing with finals as you go into December.
And they get to play both Kentucky, their in-state rival, and South Carolina here on their home court. As Reagan Bender, that's her first 3-pointer of the season.
I think Bender, that's what her job is, come in off the bench. If she gets any time like this to gain some experience, you have to take shots that are open. This is just good spacing. Again, ball in the middle of the floor, screen on the ball, and the defense just isn't close and doesn't really have a hand in their face. It's a hand up, but not in your face. And she was one of those freshmen, one of those 8 freshmen last year that's returning this year as a sophomore.
At the line for Morehead State is Marie Sepp. She was fouled by Imari Berry. Sepp now 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And Laura Ziegler back in the game, the senior from Denmark. We mentioned she transferred from St. Joseph's, where she was a 3-year starter. A-10 first team all-conference her sophomore and junior year, rookie of the year her freshman year at St. Joseph's before transferring to Louisville.
And what's amazing is spent most of her life growing up along the arc, shooting 3-pointers, didn't play much inside, and yet her rebounding ability is what stands out.
She's averaging over 11 rebounds per game, just 1 tonight. Berry rises up for 3, got it.
Yeah, big shot right there by Berry's. Zone defense by Morehead State, good ball movement.
She's now the 2nd leading scorer for the Cardinals tonight with 7 points.
Showing us a little bit of range there.
3-pointer goes down from Ekstrom. She's coming off a game where she was 4 of 11 from 3-point range in their loss to Ohio.
I like how Morehead State isn't putting their heads down when something happens. They're taking the ball to the end of the floor, continuing to play with confidence.
2 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Scott off the mark on that 3-point attempt. And a travel called on Tofali.
Not a great shot by Jones at one end, and you see Tofali down.
Grabbing her knee. Slow to get up, and her teammates trying to help her. Tofali is native of Italy. She was at Missouri Western last year, where Ashton Feldhaus was the head coach, and both Tofali and Marie Sepp transferred from Missouri Western over here to Morehead State. Let's take a look at what happened here as she went into the paint.
Yeah, just a drive and then aggressive help defensively. Just looks like she planted her foot and twisted a little. She is one tough player.
Most athletic player, Ashton Feldhaus says, for this team. Hasn't played comfortable yet. They're trying to get her into a rhythm here for the Eagles.
Well, she's their primary scorer. Really has been not scored yet in this game.
Ziegler knocks down the jumper. She's got 8 points now.
And let's see what Morehead State does with these screens on the ball, if they're able to handle the double teams. Yep, good split.
The extra pass to Ekstrom.
You see Sepp in the middle here, and it seems strange for her to be in a post-up position, but it's a great spot for her to have vision and pass the ball out. 5 on the shot clock.
And a travel called on Violet McNeese.
Ziegler does so many things for this team, but watch her make herself available in mid-post against this zone, and that's just a shot that's open, an open area of the zone. You find that seam.
That's Such a nice reverse pivot.
I was just like, it's a reverse pivot and a step back. I mean, that's some skills.
Great footwork by the senior, and a foul committed against Reyna Scott. Dikier picks up the foul.
And Scott continues to be aggressive at the point guard position. Talked to Jeff Walz about what was her learning curve coming in, and he talked to me about the fact that, you know, she plays so much above the free throw line that he wants her to play more downhill and get to the rim. That was an example of what he'd like to see more of.
And she hits the first free throw. Here early in the season, Reyna Scott making 82% of her free throw attempts. And she connects on both of them on this trip. Scott with 8 points. Her season high is 13 against Northern Kentucky. And that one gets away, but it goes off the Cardinals. Ziegler not so sure. This might be one of those opportunities for Jeff Walz to appeal, but I just saw him wave, and he's not going to. But instead, Morehead State passes ahead, setting up Fernandez Pavesio. And Morehead State, out of the Ohio Valley Conference, the OVC, continuing to battle as Sepp showing her leadership. She's got 8 points now to lead the way for the Eagles. Shot clock is off as we wind down to the end of the second quarter. Scott waiting for the play to develop. Barry using the screen, kicks out to Reagan. Bender got it! Right at the halftime buzzer, Reagan Bender hitting her second.
They have a nice rotation of 5 guards that can play, and I thought Jeff Walz did a terrific job of playing his players and giving them an opportunity to shine at different times.
They're ramping up for their game against Kentucky this Saturday. And right out of the gate, Reyna Scott with another three-pointer. The Cardinals were 50% from three-point range in the first half, now 6 of 11 overall.
And we can tell everybody what Jeff Walz told us in shoot-around today. He's like, we have a problem. We don't shoot the ball very well. His team is out to prove him wrong today.
That taken care of. And this is a team in Morehead State. Keep in mind, every player on this team is new except Kate Dikia. She is the only player, number 20, for this Morehead State team that returned. You have a new coach. You have new players up and down as Ziegler hits the three-pointer on the other end. But you know, for Morehead State, you've got a lot of new people when in their notes it says their only returners are Kate Dikia, the 6'3" grad student, and the athletic trainer Broderick Moore. Those are the only returners. Everybody else is new for Morehead State. So it's a process. They're coming together. They compete in the OVC, and we had a chance to talk to Ashton Feldhaus before the game. She played at UT Martin, that's also in the OVC. This is her first season as a Division I head coach after coaching at Missouri Western last year in Division II. And all the way around the rim for Imari Berry, who will go to the free throw line.
And Barry coming off the bench today. She's been a starter, come off the bench. Today coming off the bench, played really, really well, getting the start here in the second half. Because of that play, she shared the ball. She was aggressive offensively. I like the fact that she's getting downhill, pushing tempo a little bit. Has this ability to finish with contact.
Here she completes the free throw. A lot of new players for Louisville as well. 7 players out from last year. 2 graduated as seniors, 2 as grad degrees, and 3 transferred out. They brought in 6 new players. And a travel committed by Deacon.
Yeah, you and I did that TCU game last year, their final game of the season, where they lost against TCU, and it was a completely different look for Louisville last year. Those 4 starters were huge contributors in almost every category.
Lost in the round of 32 to TCU in Fort Worth in the NCAA tournament. Nice ball reversal, sets up Imari Berry.
Really good patience offensively. In a game like today, it'd be easy to kind of try to just take the ball to the hoop just because it appears to be open, but terrific patience making that extra pass for Louisville.
Good to see Tofali back onto the court, number 11, as she sets up that shot from Violet McNeese, who now has 3 3-pointers on the game.
I'm just watching Ziegler out there, and she's smiling as she's playing.
And she is fouled as she goes for the offensive rebound.
And here's that offense we talk about, reversing the basketball, making the defense work by making the extra pass. And then the important thing is that you take the shot when it's open. And sometimes I think players don't take that shot, don't have the confidence. Berry certainly has been given the green light from the perimeter.
Ekstrom picked up the foul for Morehead State. All the way around the horn and a rhythm. And right now we are seeing from the Cardinals as Taj Roberts buries the 3 from the corner.
You could tell Taj Roberts was going to hit that just by the way she ran to the corner.
And just by the way the ball was reversed around the perimeter, right? I mean, such rhythm right now for the Cardinals as the foul committed on Reyna Scott. That's her first.
Yeah, Louisville continues with that trap on any screen on the basketball, and Reyna Scott kind of bailing out. Morehead State on that play.
I mentioned earlier, Ashton Feldhaus has quite a family history here in the state of Kentucky. Her father was a standout at Eastern Kentucky. Her grandfather actually wanted to attend Morehead State and play 3 sports as the reverse layup goes in for Tofali, but her grandfather actually played for Adolph Rupp at the University of Kentucky.
I think she teaches a little bit like the Kentucky team of Adolph Rupp's time played, you know. Fundamental basketball, as we see. Another terrific shot by Ziegler, but you watch this team play and, you know, it's all about passing and teamwork and nothing fancy, just the fundamental plays like that last play down the floor where they were able to get a shot by Tofali going back door, and this inside play right here. Morehead State is doing really nice things. They're just up against a really tough opponent today.
Yeah, back-to-back baskets, that time by Kate Dikia. As McNeese pushes ahead. McNeese goes inside to Dikia. Takes her time. She's got a size advantage, and she can't get it to go, but a foul on Reyna Scott. Just to wrap that up with Ashton Feldhaus, not only did her dad and grandfather both play here in the state of Kentucky, also her uncles as well. Uncle Darren played at Kentucky, Uncle Willie played at Morehead State, and when she was announced as the head coach at Morehead State, it was just a family affair and a lot of celebrating by her family to bring her back home and try to rebuild this Morehead State program.
And I think it's not just because it's her family, but because she feels like being at Morehead State, they've created a family atmosphere, and just really loves the fact that that's how things are. And it's great that she can be embraced like that. I mean, a young coach at 30 years old.
Has the youngest coaching staff in the country. And a travel will be called on Skylar Jones. This coaching staff, youngest in the country, averaging 26.8 years old. And when we talked to Coach Feldhaus about that, she said, when I was young, I wanted an opportunity, so I hired young coaches to help me build this.
And that is a coaching staff with a tremendous amount of energy. They are excited every day in practice. You could just feel it emanating from Feldhaus when she spoke with us before the game.
Hardy comes away with a rebound, and then she's tied up by one of the smallest players on the court, Marie Sepp, but she comes up hobbling on that ankle. Now, this is one of those times when, you know, I know we've had the alternating possession for a really long time, but a 5'5" player would probably not go in and try to grab the ball from a 6'3" player if we had the jump ball, right? Maybe Sepp would.
Yeah,
I mean, she kind of has that mentality.
Yes.
Dike with the bucket from the baseline.
Ooh, a lot of contact there on the drive.
Jones fouled by Tafali, and Skylar Jones.
Around 10 per game.
As Jones becomes the last player for the Louisville Cardinals to score. Everyone else had scored until now, and now all of them have. All of them that have played have, excuse me. Marie Sepp, talked about her throughout the game, a 5'5" senior from Estonia. Just no fear, takes it right into the paint and is fouled. Skylar Jones picked up her second, sending Marie Sepp to the free throw line. So Sepp coming into the game, shooting 62.5%, makes her first one. Well, there's more men's basketball coming your way next week here on the ACC Network. Sunday at 4 Eastern, Howard meets number 5 Duke. And then Monday, the 6th-ranked Louisville men host Eastern Michigan at 7 Eastern. Both games are also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Got Hardy back in the game at the post position.
And she throws it away. We were just bragging about their low number of turnovers. 7 turnovers now for the Cardinals. Dike had her defender up in the air, didn't take advantage.
That trap once again.
Out to Jones. Excuse me. That's Roberts in transition. And right back at it, the courage of Tofali, able to score and get an and one opportunity.
Both of these teams making mistakes, but the other team taking advantage of it. And here you see Louisville with that trap. They've done this all night long where they're able to make things happen. But again, I like the toughness of Morehead State. And talking to Coach Feldhaus, she mentioned that. She said, we can't take plays off. We can't put our head down. I want to see how our players react to this atmosphere, to playing against a really tough team like Louisville. And that last play, I think, is indicative of what she'd like to see with that fast break look by Tafali.
Third foul by Dike.
Again, this is a lob pass that they've been looking for, and instead they go inside to Jones.
Yeah, they're going to be a foul called, unfortunately, I believe, on the player on the floor. Even though she's just laying there, if you cause someone to trip and you're laying on the floor, you get the foul called on you, so Tofali picks up the foul. That's her 4th foul. She said, I was laying on the floor. I was just laying there. Yeah. Anaya Hardy at the free throw line. Hasn't been to the free throw line yet this year. Really has only played in 2 games leading into this game, where she had 2 points scored in the win on the road at Clemson.
Well, it's certainly a player with a lot of upside. We've seen her athletic abilities, and you know, just keep putting the time in. Coach talks about her being a workhorse, a tone setter for them, and sometimes it's just a matter of getting experience in games like this, continuing to put your nose down and work in practice. Yeah, that's a tough pass right there against a Louisville team who gets in the passing lanes.
Tajianna Roberts steals and scores. Now she's in double figures for the Cardinals.
I do like that the Eagles went away from that screen on the ball. They were having trouble, like in this situation, of handling the double team. They went to a little bit of a weave, but you really, really need to pay attention with your passing in that case.
15 turnovers for the Eagles. Louisville generally, over the short season so far, has been forcing 15.5 turnovers. Bradley into the game, Peyton Bradley, the freshman from Brandenburg, Kentucky, about 50 minutes away. Roberts up over the top to Hardy, and Dike picks up the foul. That's her 4th foul.
Hardy continues to be active on the boards and inside. Just 8 minutes. Already has 5 rebounds.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 9, Anaya Hardy will shoot 2.
So Hardy at the free throw line again. The lefty having a tough time at the line as Dike takes a seat for the Eagles. Hardy sinks the second. Checking into the game, Landon Forbes, the junior from Wichita, Kansas, will bring the ball up the court.
And Louisville going deeper into their bench as well, with Graves seeing some playing time. Rebecca.
And she swipes the basketball there. 9 steals now for the Cardinals, and a beautiful pass to set up Hardy. Hardy now has a career high as she has 6 points in this game. And then she picks up the foul.
The foul on the Cardinals, number 9, Anaya Hardy, her 2nd.
On Hardy just a little late there and help, but I didn't think it was a terrific job on one-on-one defense to let the ball get that straight of a line into the lane. But they've been doing that to Sepp all day long. Whoever's guarding Sepp is forcing her to her left. She loves to go right. They've done a really nice job, I think, Louisville, whoever comes in, of maintaining focus and making her go to her less strong hand, less preferred hand.
And she misses both free throws, and then in frustration picks up a foul. So we'll march down to the other end, where Peyton Bradley will take her first free throws of her career here at Louisville.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 20, Peyton Bradley.
Peyton Bradley was a first-team All-State selection here in the state of Kentucky. Her senior year, she averaged 28 points, 5 rebounds, and almost 5 assists per game. And there she makes her first free throw of her career as a Cardinal.
An impressive number of threes that she made in her high school career, 510 threes. That is just somebody that can flat out shoot the basketball.
And she makes both free throws.
Again, you see the smaller Sepp looking to back down the defender. She's trying to create a double team so she can pass out to the shooter. Got that look for her teammate.
Good offensive rebound, and Reagan Bender is fouled. And the Louisville bench, starters that are on the bench, have been really celebrating their teammates.
And led by Ziegler. I mean, she's out there with her fist up and her smile on her face all the time. And they haven't had a game like this yet this season. You know, Louisville played UConn, game 1 of the season. Really, really tough game. We saw them play at Colorado, and it was hit and miss. They'd struggled at Colorado, came away with that win. Same thing at Clemson. I thought that was a hard-fought battle. Just haven't been able to put quarters together or get runs or have any momentum. And this is just the kind of thing I think this young team needs.
Yeah, even against Northern Kentucky, it was a single-digit game going into the fourth quarter. They extended the lead in the fourth quarter, but it was a close game until then. McNeese got another one. What a game by Violet McNeese, getting the first start of her career. She's 5th in the OVC in three-point percentage, coming in with 36%. But she's 4 of 7 tonight as Hardy goes up high to score.
Terrific pick and roll right there. Just middle of the floor, no help defenders there. Really hard to defend a player that can jump like that and can finish.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. McNeese short that time. And then a foul on the floor.
No matter who's on the floor, you want to see execution. And again, in the middle of the floor right here, no help defense. That's where Hardy just flat jumps over the top of everybody to get that pass. Love how her teammates are getting the ball up high to her, so she can go get it.
Mina Erzdala at the free throw line, a freshman from Sweden. Played for the Norrköping Dolphins in Sweden's Premier League.
One of 3 Swedish players on this team.
A lot of international players. 7 different countries other than the United States represented. There are a couple of United States domestic players as well. About a 5-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Reagan Bender drives, and she draws another foul. So Landon Forbes picks up her first foul and will send Bender to the free throw line. Bender already with 8 points. That's a career high for her, as last year's season high was 7 points against Grambling State.
Not trying to do anything too fancy, just taking her shots as they come to them. She has an offensive rebound, not because she outjumped anybody, just because she went to the boards and was in the right place at the right time. But those are all things your coach wants to see when you're getting playing time.
5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The long three, just strong. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Louisville taking care of business.
Can say that Louisville came out sluggish today.
No, not today. Not today.
Yeah, great intensity, really great teamwork, I think. Sharing the basketball, balanced scoring, really pretty efficient out there.
As we start the fourth quarter of play, Morehead State out of the OVC, 1-2 on the year. Their only victory over Bellarmine. As they move the ball around, get the ball inside, and just not able to finish, as they got a good look for Tofali.
Well, Tofali is just 5'9" against 6'3" in there on that shot.
Offensive rebound, an extra opportunity. Rebecca Graves, number 5 on the baseline on the right side. There she is, looking for a three. Just rims in and out for Graves. She made a three-pointer in 2 minutes of play against Northern Kentucky earlier this year. That's her only basket of the season.
And generally not an offensive player, more known for her defense in high school.
And that ball goes out of bounds. 16 seconds remaining for Louisville. This Cardinals team, they are testing themselves in non-conference. This is one of those games where a lot of different players are getting a chance to play, but they are playing some tough opponents in non-conference. But expectations high for the Cardinals again, once again under Jeff Walz. As you see, they had the loss early to UConn. They've got Kentucky coming up and South Carolina both playing here at the Yum Center, and then they'll continue ACC play against North Carolina before playing Tennessee. These are all before the holiday break as a shot clock violation occurs for Jeff Walz's team.
That's just something, a lack of awareness out there on the floor. But you look at that those are going to be some serious tests right here for Louisville. They need to be tested as well, I think, before they get into ACC, more ACC play. Obviously, they have that one game against Clemson, the win, and that shall happen.
Shot clock winding down for the Eagles, and Sepp just continuing to have a tough night shooting from distance. Top of the key. Oh, rims in and out for Peyton Bradley. You mentioned Louisville testing themselves in non-conference play with a tough schedule. Expectations are that they'll finish in the top 4 in the ACC, according to the preseason poll. Duke at the top, but already with 2 losses to Big 12 schools. NC State has a couple of losses, so North Carolina sitting strong right now in non-conference play. It's going to be very interesting as we get to conference play for the ACC.
Well, and Notre Dame at number 5 in the preseason poll, they have that loss to Michigan. Saw that game recently, and that was just an amazing game. They are tremendous, and they just got beat by 30 points, basically, by Michigan. And Michigan played extremely well.
Reagan Bender picked up the foul.
It has been fun, though, to see these early season games. You know, that has changed a little bit with the era of NIL and some of these games that are made for TV, and the fact that they're early matchups like they were back in the day. We remember back in the day.
We do remember back in the day. It's good to see a lot of fun non-conference games. There's a nice bucket made from Reagan Bender as she continues to thrive in this game. She's got 13 points on 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. The redshirt freshman from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Her grandpa, Bob Bender, senior, is in the Louisville Hall of Fame, and she's making him proud right now.
And again, offensive execution right here. It wasn't just a shot that Bender made on her own and created, but great team play, an assisted 3 by Graves, who had a nice penetration on the baseline.
Tofali at the free throw line for Morehead State. And makes the second. Ashton Feldhaus knows this is a process. A lot of new players. Every player except one is a new player to go along with a new coaching staff. And she knows they have an opportunity to build toward OVC play. And with a one big league like the OVC, they have time to put things together.
And this is a game that gives you great experience. You're getting a lot of players into the game to play against in an environment that's a little different, with some talented players. And I think working on the things you worked on this week in practice, what are those things? One-on-one defense, closeout, rebounding the basketball, continuing to play even when you're down by a bunch. You want to see your kids and your players essentially come out and compete on every single play.
And she talked to us about how much respect she has for Jeff Walz as Marie Sepp kind of hobbles to the bench. But she said, here I get a chance to learn from Kenny Brooks right here in the state and from Jeff Walz. And there's just so much great basketball here in Kentucky. She is looking forward to seeing what she can do to rebuild this program. A program that's only won the OVC championship once in its history back in 1979. as Louisville looks ahead to Hardy. Hardy now in double figures as she has 10. 6 different players for the Cardinals have scored in double digits as Landon Forbes knocks down a three-pointer, her first basket of the game for the Eagles. Approaching the 5-minute mark remaining here in the game.
I thought the execution last time down was excellent for Morehead State. This time down again, they get a good shot. Quarter court offense slowed down a little bit here the last couple of minutes for Louisville.
Hardy goes up strong for the rebound. Louisville only scored 100 points one time last year. It was against this Morehead State team. They're 10 away with a little over 4 minutes remaining as Tajianna Roberts banks in a three. And the whistle is blown to get a couple of subs in, and that will take us to immediate timeout. Louisville trying to close in on that 100-point mark. Just 8 to go as they
to be the Tennessee head coach. She wanted to be just like Pat Summitt. Pat Summitt was her hero. So this is a young lady very composed, even in late in a game like this where her team is down, continues to teach, continues to coach.
And coming together, as we mentioned, 8 different countries represented, including the United States. Only one returner with all these new players. And it's going to take some time for them to come together.
I'm impressed with the bench for Jeff Walz today. They have done a really nice job of coming in, not overcomplicating things, and that young lady has been really special.
Has her first double-double of her career, as now Hardy has 12 points to go along with, I believe, 11 rebounds, unless she
Correct,
got another one. No, 12 on that last attempt.
Well, defensively, there hasn't really been a letdown either for Louisville with their bench coming in to play a lot of minutes. Great help defense. They've been on the offensive boards as well.
Ekstrom, one of those 3 players from Sweden. And the whistle is blown, a timeout called by Coach Feldhaus. We got another break here with 2:56 remaining at the KFC Yum Center. Turkey coaching that team, and that's a team that Jeff Walz participated in this last summer, and we've seen the great work by Elif Istanbulluoglu, excuse me, as she had 11 points to tie her career high in the first half. So all of them with ties to the Turkish national team. Shot clock violation on this end. And it was good to see Coach Salem Aldog running part of the scout today, getting this team ready for Morehead State this afternoon.
That's so important to have really good relationships with coaches from the other countries. I think in today's world, you really want to be able to recruit outside of the United States as well as in the United States, especially in the world of NIL, where you need to find players to fill some gaps or even to be a star. Certainly, Istanbulluoglu has been a star today, but you look at Ziegler, who is from Denmark, and also Jefferman that we haven't seen today.
Graves scored her first basket of the game on the last possession, number 5, as Barry has it stripped away.
Yeah, just a little nonchalant with the basketball right there.
And that's just the 10th turnover of the game for the Cardinals as they average just 11 turnovers per game here early in the season. Bender knocked that one away, and it will be Louisville basketball. So Morehead State will play USC Upstate at home this Saturday, while the Cardinals will host their rival Kentucky. That's going to be a great game this Saturday. That'll be right here at the KFC Yum Center.
I think it'll just be exciting to watch this young team for Louisville grow this season. They have a lot to learn still, a lot of experience. A lot of water is going to have to run under that bridge, and to see where Jeff Walz takes this team as the season progresses.
Nice jumper from Inander. The Cardinals going to pull it out, run a play here. They're looking for Graves. Graves driving into the paint, picks up her dribble. 5 on the shot clock. Barry steps back. And another rebound for Hardy, and it's knocked out of bounds by Morehead State. How about the night that we have seen from Anaya Hardy? 12 points and 13 rebounds. First career double-double, a career high in both of those categories. A sophomore getting her opportunity and taking advantage tonight. And right at the buzzer, right at the buzzer, Morehead State able to score.